What's up, you guys? It's Sussan Mourad right back here on Clevver News, and it only took a matter of minutes for Swifties to connect the dots of many, and I mean many Easter eggs that Taylor Swift casually dropped right before our eyes on the heels of her 9th studio album, Evermore. Let's break it down, shall we? If you're like us, you're probably still in full-on panic mode after having basically no time to process the major musical bombshell Taylor Swift bestowed upon us Swifties on Thursday. As fans are still processing the mystical dreamscapes of Taylor's previous album, Folklore, we've just been hit with a brand new tragically epic masterpiece called Evermore. Not only were fans completely blindsided by the making of Folklore's sister album, but many were also unaware of the fact that Taylor had dropped so many Easter eggs and clues after the release of Folklore that this era was far from over. One of the earlier signs Swifties have been kicking themselves over for the past 24 hours was the fact that Taylor literally said that she gave so many signs in her song Exile featuring Bon Iver. One fan posted a tweet complete with literally all the signs saying, quote, "Us, you never gave us a warning sign. Taylor, I gave so many signs." Any diehard Swiftie knows that literally anything that comes out of Taylor's mouth or brain and into the world or Twitter sphere could be a sign. But who knew that a simple hairstyle would be one of the biggest Easter eggs of all? Just last month during the 2020 American Music Awards, Taylor sent in a video directly from her home recording studio to accept her 3 new pieces of hardware. The second she shared the news about Evermore featuring this photo of her braided hair, fans quickly put the pieces together, like this person who tweeted, "Wait a minute. Guys, do you remember when she had her back to us at the American Music Awards? Please, she dropped a hint at Evermore." Mind blown. By now, Swifties should also know that whenever Taylor claims there's not a lot going on at the moment, there's most definitely a lot going on. What we all thought to be a clue about the release of the Folklore Long Pond studio sessions Taylor posted 2 weeks ago was actually a clue about yet another album. Although it's getting harder and harder to trust Taylor when she seems bored out of her mind, it's safe to assume we not so secretly love the deceit. Speaking of the more recent photos Tay shared claiming to be doing nothing, when retracting the steps back to her photos, one fan pointed out that there was actually a willow tree behind her, which alludes to Evermore's lead single Willow. Not to mention, Taylor's response to Rolling Stone's Best Album of 2020 list last week gave away another clue about a willow tree. She tweeted, "Cries in cottagecore, screams in soft lullabies, throws self to the base of a willow tree by a reflection pool at midnight. Thanks, Rolling Stone." Speaking of Willow, Taylor also released the music video last night and admitted to a few major hidden gems within the video. When conducting a live Q&A last night, she told a fan, quote, "There's a scene in the video that represents the song 7, one that represents Mirrorball, one for Exile, and one for Mad Woman." On Wednesday, Tay also took some time to respond to LA Times on Twitter when she gave a clue that managed to slip past us all. She responded to the outlet's 10 Best Albums of 2020 article writing, "Over here in Folklore Land, we feel great about it. Thanks, LA Times." She also included a total of 9 pine trees, which would make sense considering Evermore is her 9th studio album. The things that go on in Taylor's mind, you guys, no words. We all know Taylor's been pretty big on dates, whether she releases an album on a date that adds up to 13, her birthday, you name it, it's been done. As for Evermore, fans are latching onto the theory that Taylor chose to make the announcement on the birthday of famous poet Emile Dickinson. They went so far as to recall that Taylor made a reference to Emile's birth year of 1830 during a recent interview, and noticed that Emile ended one of her most romantic poems writing to her lover saying, quote, "Sue forevermore." This stuff can't be just a coincidence, right? Now moving right along to the Evermore tracklist. One of the first songs that stood out to fans was "'Tis the Damn Season," which were the exact words Taylor teased this week when sharing her latest interview with Entertainment Weekly. She took to her Instagram stories to share photos of herself decked head to toe in Stella McCartney, writing, "This outfit really screams 'tis the damn season." This Swiftie took the words right out of my mouth, saying, "I'm losing it, was there the whole time." Another song that caught the attention of many fans was the second song called Champagne problems. And those of you joint Swiftie Katy cats out there all caught onto this cryptic similarity of Katy's recent album Smile, where she also sings about champagne problems. Once released, we've learned that the title was just a coincidence, but the song holds much deeper significance, as Taylor's boyfriend Joe, aka William Bowery, is listed as one of the songwriters. She also took to Instagram last night to share some thoughts on Evermore and explained a few songs, one of which being Champagne Problems. Taylor revealed that there were 17 tales, including, quote, the one where longtime college sweethearts had very different plans for the same night, one to end it and one who brought a ring. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry guys, this song does not have any significance towards Taylor's own personal life. And finally, one of the most interesting Easter eggs comes in the form of Song 13 on both Folklore and Evermore. Song 13 on Folklore is called Epiphany, where Taylor pays tribute to her grandfather, Dean Swift, as she writes from his perspective while at war. Song 13 on Evermore is called Marjorie, who is Taylor's late grandmother, an opera singer, and the woman said to have inspired Taylor's passion for music. Taylor added in her notes about the album that there was one song, quote, starring my grandmother Marjorie, who still visits me sometimes, if only in my dreams. It seems during the closing tracks on the song, Taylor sings about some of the life lessons Marjorie taught her, saying, never be so kind you forget to be kind. Never be so clever you forget to be kind. Lessons we can truly all take away after the year we've had. Alright guys, that just about sums up the Evermore Easter eggs, although we could probably go on forevermore. You see what I did there? And to see what Taylor Swift had to say about her meaningful track Epiphany, click right over here for another Clevver video. Now, I'm sure there's plenty more hidden gems hidden throughout the album, so feel free to drop your Evermore findings in the comments section below. I'm your host, Sussan Mourad. You can find me on Instagram at Sussan_Mourad. I'll catch you later. Bye guys.